Welcome back, Amazon sellers. Last year, I made a mistake with my Amazon reselling business. It was something kind of that disguised itself. I didn't recognize it as a mistake at the time. I thought it was helping my business. But in hindsight, I recognize now that it was a big hindrance and slowed my progress in building something more sustainable and repeatable. And I would venture to go as far to say that a lot of you might be making the same mistake and not even realizing it. I'm talking about the wild goose chase. Let me know in the comments below if you think this is a mistake or not, if this would hurt your business, as I explained to you my experience with this last year. I had found what I thought was, it was a really golden item. I was making over 200% ROI. I was making $17 profit each time this sold. It was some soap that was selling that I had picked up at a local store. It was flying off the shelf for me. I was doing some FBM orders. I ended up sending some in FBA. I just couldn't get enough of the soap, and it was doing so well. It was like my best product at the time. And so I just tunnel visioned on that product. And I went a little crazy, trying to source and get creative and find different places to go to pick up more of this soap. I spent a day where I drove, it must have been a 2-hour radius, going to all the stores I could think of that would carry it around me. I would spend my online arbitrage time looking up these stores in advance to see which ones had the soap in stock so that I could plan my route to drive around and pick them up. And sometimes their online catalog was not always accurate, so I get to the store and no soap. Wasted all that drive time for one thing. I know when I was running into those grocery stores that I was just skipping right past the aisles with other products that had other profitable things in them. I just hadn't found them yet. I mean, it would have been great if I could have made that 2-hour radius going to all those regional grocery stores and picked up 10 things instead of just going after one soap. What happened is eventually the regional stores were all out of stock. I couldn't get more of this soap. I began to be obsessed about it because it was selling so well. I was making hundreds of dollars. It was selling daily. I was shipping so much out my front door. I was sending it FBM and FBA. So I would just check all these stores again and again. And I'd spend hours of my sourcing time obsessing over this one thing. And then Amazon hopped back on the listing. The stores are out of stock. I don't know, maybe they're back in stock now. It's not profitable to sell that item anymore. And I just had this whole month where that was the only thing I was chasing. I know that sounds a little ridiculous, and depending on where you're at in your Amazon journey, maybe you're not making this mistake anymore. Maybe you never have made this mistake. But if you're at the very beginning, and you've only got a few precious ASINs and one of them really starts making you money, you tunnel vision on it. I did. I tunnel visioned on it and got obsessed over it. But then the party was over. You know, that train came to its final stop and I couldn't ride it anymore. I couldn't pick up any more of this soap. And yes, I made great money. I made quick money. I made hundreds of dollars off of this product, but then it's gone. It's gone. And now what? No new ASINs to sell. Nothing. I thought I was helping my business. I thought I was bringing in a ton of money. But at the end of it, I was back to, oh no, am I going to break even this month? Am I going to have, are any of my other items going to sell? Because I hadn't been finding new ASINs. When I sat down to source, I was just looking for the one item to repeat again and again. This year it's not going to be like that. I just posted a video about going to Family Dollar and Dollar Tree in a local grocery store for a certain hazmat item, and they're out of it. I'd been selling it all week. I'd be selling anywhere from 3 to over 10 units a day. I was shipping it FBM. It was great, but the stores are out. I know that there's another store that might have it that's 40 minutes away from me, but I'm not gonna do 40 minutes one away when I am a full-time parent. It's not worth it to me when I could spend that 40 minutes sourcing online to find a replan that might be in a store close to me. One of my biggest tips in sourcing better, especially if you're trying to do this FBA stuff with kiddos, is to source where you shop. So if I spend that 40 minutes, well, let's say it'd be 80 minutes round trip, sourcing online instead of driving clear out to that store, I might be able to find 1, 2, maybe 3 more replens that are right next to me that the grocery stores are most likely going to replenish and restock, so that it's a little more reliable, it's a little more sustainable. The chases are fun. I mean, that's one of the most fun things about selling on Amazon, when you find a hot ticket item and you can drive all over and pick it up, but it ends. Those chases end. You want to be finding replenishable things that you can get over and over again. Maybe you're not making 200% ROI. Maybe you're just making 30 or 40% ROI. But if you can buy it on repeat, it doesn't run out. It will keep feeding your business. And as you add more ASINs to that little repeat, it really grows and grows and grows. So my big mistake was not keeping an eye out for new ASINs. I was so focused on what was already selling for me and getting more of what was already selling. That's important. You need to do that, right? You need to replenish your inventory, but make sure you're always going out and finding new ASINs. So I am tempted again to sit down and look up this hazmat product that's been selling really well for me this last week, and look it up and see, oh, does this store have it near me? Does that store have it? But then all of a sudden I'm spending hours and hours and hours chasing one product when I could have been using that time to find more products. Now, it's a really good replen, and maybe some of you are right next to that store that's 40 minutes away from me and you would like to know what it is. And that's why I've created the Living Arbitrage Bolo group. I'm going to be sharing this lead in that group for you guys, and the hope is that this will help us source faster or better, because I'm done chasing it, and maybe there's some bolos you guys are done chasing, and we can just swap. It gives you something new to look at, something new to research. You can do competitor analysis off these ASINs. You can learn new name brands, and it's a great way to build community and get to know other sellers, because let's be real, it's kind of lonely sometimes selling on Amazon. So that was the mistake I made last year. Let me know if you guys feel like it's a mistake. Have you done the same thing? Have you tunnel visioned on one product and forgot to keep looking for more ASINs? I'd love to hear your guys' Amazon stories in the comments below, or connect with me at the Living Arbitrage Community Facebook group. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button on your way out, and I'll catch you in my next video.